Welcome to the What She Say podcast. Here we tackle the tough and taboo conversations. You know, the type you only have in your auntie's living room. Yeah, those conversations. Because there are so many lessons and takeaways from this thing that we call life. And I'm here to talk about all of them. And don't worry, I will not leave out any details. So, with that being said, let's get into today's episode. What's up, y'all? We're back again for another episode of What She Say podcast with your girl, Gabby. Y'all, we made it to a whole nother week, another Wednesday. I just want to let you guys know I'm proud of you guys. I hope this week has been amazing. I hope that the rest of the week, continues to be amazing. What's up, y'all? We out here. Make some noise, y'all. Like, come on. But on a serious note, y'all, today we are talking about adulting. The most ghettoest hood I have ever been in. It is, I wouldn't recommend. 10 out of 10 would not recommend at all. But for reference, for those who don't know, adulting is pretty much what us young folk, us culture folk, us young and turned people, this is what we call the process of becoming an adult, the process of being an adult, the act of being an adult, all that good stuff. It's pretty much just, it sounds so self-explanatory. Adulting. It's just the act of being an adult and everything that comes with that, pretty much. For reference, y'all, I am 21, big 21, never the little one, freshly 21 for reference. My birthday's in August, the best month. For reference, it's October. It's October. It's about to be November. So I'm pretty much freshly 21. I'm still getting my feet wet in it. Y'all, I love it because now I'm considered an adult. Like, everybody now is calling me grown. Like the grown folks that I consider the grown folks, they calling me grown now. They're over here like, oh yeah, you grown now. You can do this. We don't care if you do that. I'm like, whoa. Okay, like, this is different. But at the same time, it's like, no, because I still kind of want to be a kid. In my head, I'm still like 18. I'm still 17. I feel so still like young. Not saying that I'm not young, but I feel like way younger than everybody's considering me being. And I guess I'm legally 21. So it's like, but I feel younger than that. Like, I really do. But I say all that to say, my experience with adulting or being a young adult has definitely been different. I would definitely say I consider myself a baby adult because we have a whole lifetime. Like, I have a whole lifetime. And it's just like right now I'm in my early 20s. Everybody says it's supposed to be the funnest time of my life because after that, comes kids and marriage and, stability and all that other stuff. And right now I'm just young and turned. I'm just supposed to be, exactly that, young and turned. So it's actually pretty cool. I would say, my experience so far, it has been different. I would definitely say for me, what makes my experience so different was really, and I'm going to say the year that nobody wants to talk about, but 2020, made a huge difference in my adulting journey. Mainly because that year, a lot of people may or may not know, that year was the year that I graduated, or I was supposed to graduate. I did graduate. Hold on, let me fix that. I did graduate. But I didn't have like a graduation. I didn't have a prom. I didn't have like the normal senior stuff that you would get. On top of that, like, that was supposed to be like that transitional period, between high school and college. But literally, I was in high school one day. Next thing you know, I'm in college the next. That's really what it felt like because, and I'm pretty sure you guys can agree, the pandemic really made it feel like one big, huge, long day. Like, you get up, you do the same thing every single day. Everything kind of mixed into one. So I did not get those final moments of being a kid. I didn't really get those moments of mentorship that I was probably going to get that senior year. I didn't get that. I didn't get the transition. That's the main thing I didn't get. I didn't get a transition between being a kid and then becoming an adult in college. I didn't get that. So because of that, I have experienced a lot of trial and error when it comes to this whole adulting thing. Because one moment I'm living in my mama crib. Let me not respectfully, my mom and my dad's crib, because I know my dad gonna listen to this. He gonna be like, so it's not my house anymore. But I was living at my parents' house, doing what kids do, going to school, talking to my friends, all that other good stuff, goofing off for 8 hours at school. I was doing the normal stuff. And then all of a sudden, now I have to find my own transportation everywhere. I have to make money for myself so I can eat. I have to go to class on time. And these classes are not really required. Yeah, you paying for them, but they're not required at all. Actually, you could show up or you don't. Either way, the professor gonna get a check regardless. It's like all of these different things. Now I'm having to navigate really finding true, real friends, because the friends that I had in high school, we were all pretty much, it was like situational type of friendships. It's like we're in the same class, or, we don't like the same person, or we like the same person, whatever the case may be. It was all situational type of relationships that I had. So I had to learn how to navigate real friendships, adult friendships. On top of that, don't even get me started on relationships and how that transition, or the lack of transition, kind of spilled into my relationships. And that's a completely different story. But for the most part, I would say because 2020 happened, and I really do feel like it kind of even spilled over into 2021, it was very difficult for me to get my footing. I would say my freshman year of college was actually my roughest year of college, and maybe my life, because the mental strain that I went through, just accepting that I was an adult because everyone was telling me that, I once again still felt like a kid. I still felt like I had the knowledge and the experience of a kid. I didn't feel like I was equipped enough to be considered an adult and to have adult situations happen to me. It was very trying. And I had friends around the time, but let's be honest, they weren't real. They weren't real friends. They were going through the same stuff I was going through as far as the lack of transition and kind of dealing with that. It was just a lot happening at one time. Then on top of that, kind of going a little bit deeper into it, it was just kind of like now, I'm just now, I feel like, starting to get my footing in this whole adulting thing. I feel like I just now am starting to get my shit together, or at least want to get my shit together. It's so funny because a lot of people, they see me and they're like, Gabby, you have it all together. You got this, you doing that, you hustling, you I see you, girl. And it's like, whole time I have no idea what I got going on. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure it out. And baby, don't look at me trying to figure your stuff out, because you're going to get a little lost, babe. You're going to get a little lost, because I'm lost too. So it's just like, I'm just now at the age of 21 finally starting to have things make a little bit of sense when it comes to like this whole adulting thing. And I do feel like, school did not teach me a lot when it came to adulting. Or I'm gonna keep that statement. It didn't really do too much preparation, in my opinion. And that's no shade to the high school I went to, that's no shade to the college that I went to, no shade at all. It's just more like, I didn't know what taxes was before I became an adult. And let me clarify. I know there's taxes on, like, the 6 cent or 6%. Is it 6 cents? 6%? It's 6 something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I kind of knew about that. As you can see, I kind of still don't. Like, I know about it. But it's more like the taxes that you have to pay that's going to come out your check. It's more like the taxes that you have to pay if you start a business. I didn't know about none of that. And I didn't know how to pay it. I didn't know IRS was a real thing. Yeah, I grew up, seeing the commercials like, the IRS, they'll come and garnish your pay, and the commercials that would come in the middle of the stuff, watching TV and stuff. I would see that, but I didn't know they was real. I didn't know they was real. I didn't know anything about credit until I became an adult. Literally, school did not teach me about that. I didn't know that credit really runs the world. That's why, in my opinion, I feel like the white folks they up right now, or they've been up because they were educated about credit early on. I didn't understand the importance of credit, the importance of keeping your credit at a certain score. I didn't even know what a credit score was. Like, I had no idea, y'all. And just overall, just like financial literacy wise, I had no knowledge of what that was before I became an adult, and that was put in my face. Like, nobody's teaching you about stocks and, making sure that you know what trading is, and, real estate, and just not even just teaching you financial literacy, but financial wealth and financial health. No one was teaching me that. So now I'm an adult having to learn all of these really intense subject matters. Because let's be honest, when we talking about money, there ain't nothing to play with. There ain't nothing to play about. We're not playing anymore. Because at the end of the day, money, as much as people don't want to admit it, money is making the world go around. Money is what makes the difference between, let's be honest, is somebody gonna mess with you like that, or somebody not gonna mess with you? Money it's a big deal in America specifically. Why are they not teaching us more about it? Why are they not teaching us about how to save? I'll never forget my first time making a budget for myself. It was in college, because here's the thing. When it comes to money, I sometimes have that, well, I got it today. I know I can get it tomorrow, so I might as well spend it today. Here's the thing. If you can't buy it twice, don't buy it. If you can't purchase it even 3 times, do not buy it. But I feel like twice is a good, a realistic number. And I remember I was in college, and I started to realize, like, okay, the amount that you're spending is starting to rack up. And you starting to look real crazy. Like, yeah, I've always been one who kept multiple jobs and stuff like that. So I never truly felt how much was going out until I found some receipts. I'll never forget. I was in my dorm room, and I found some receipts. And I started to do the math. And I started to add things up. And I was like, just in this month alone, X, Y, and Z has been taken out. And you haven't accounted for it. So you don't even know if you're making it back or not. Like, I was looking so goofy. So I'll never forget. I went and I created a budget for myself. I did research on what a budget even was. Because it's like, of course, you hear it growing up, but you never really truly know what a budget is or what that looks like for your lifestyle. And my lifestyle at the moment was a college student. So I realized how much I was spending on food. I put all of that together. I did my research on which type of budget would work for me. And then I just put the numbers together. And I said, okay, so every month, this is your budget for this. And this is your budget for that. And you take this percentage and you put it here. You make sure you keep this. And don't even get me started on having to include savings. Now, savings is something that I'm just now starting to understand. And I can't even say I'm a master of it. Savings is such an important part of financial wealth and health. I'm surprised they did not teach us that in school. Why were we not taught this in school? And I'm not going to say that, oh, it's because they want us to fail. I mean, it's given that. It's low-key given that. But I don't want to put that out there because I don't want to look like a negative Nancy. But y'all looking real oppish. School, y'all looking real oppish. Because why didn't you teach us about that? Why didn't we know about this type of stuff? It's just, I don't know, y'all. So it's just, school, in my opinion, it didn't really teach me that much about adulting. It taught me what I needed to be taught when I was a kid. Same thing even with college. I paid for certain subjects. They taught those subjects. They didn't give me too many breadcrumbs, if I'm being quite honest. So speaking of school, I kind of want to talk about like my post high school college life. For those who don't know, I did graduate high school, as I said before, and I did attend college for 2 years, almost 3 years at Grand Valley State University. What's up? Isn't that another thing? Anchor up. What's up, Lakers? How y'all doing? And I left school. For those who don't know, who were wondering, for a while I didn't even want to say it because I was so embarrassed, but now I realize I did it for the betterment of me, so it's cool. But anyways, I left school August of 2022. Yeah, because this year would make 1 year of me being back in Detroit. So yes, 2022. And I left because I mentally could not handle adulting and trying to go to school at the same time. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. It was very mentally challenging for me to try to be an adult and do, the adulting thing, go to school, have a social life, make sure my mental health was in check, try to be in a relationship and try to, take care of my family. It was a lot. So I decided that I wanted to take a break. Now, this is not me saying, oh, I'm never going back. It never gave that. It never gave dropout. It never gave dropout. So, with that being said, I've gotten to have a little bit of a taste of what post-college life would look like, or just life outside of college. Because college to me was like a safety net for adulting. It was kind of like, yeah, you can mess up and you could possibly face like real world consequences, but for the most part, you pretty much have room to fail. You have room to fall. You got that room. But once I got out of college, y'all, and I came back home to Detroit, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to y'all at all. I really realized how ghetto adulting really is. Without that safety net of college, adulting is actually disgusting. It's the most ghettoest hood I've ever been in. And y'all, I've been on the east side. So that's really saying something. Literally, in college, I had a little bit of, a little oomph. You had your meal plans and you had your different like dining dollars and different things like that. I don't know if your college had that, but mine did. So there was a lot of things that were built into our tuition or built into our financial plan so that on a day-to-day basis we didn't have to pay for. Outside of college, I'm learning you got to pay for everything. You got to pay for food and transportation, gas. Like, the gas is what's blowing me. I'm not gonna lie. Gas itself is what's blowing me. Because literally, I used to take the bus and be cool. Because, GV, we had our own set of transportation, which was our own little bus that would take us pretty much all around the city of Grand Rapids. So I was cool. I didn't go too much outside of that. I didn't need to. Everything I needed was right there. I get back. Or I get out of college and I'm like, oh, I got to drive myself everywhere. I have to take myself everywhere. Let me tell you something. When that gas went up to almost $4, I think it did go up to $4. I think it did hit $4 at some point. Let me tell you something. I cried. I definitely shed a tear because I was like, there's no way that this is real life. And I have to really pay for this if I want to get to where I want to go. Just that realization alone made me want to go back to college. Because I was like, there's no way I got to pay for every little thing. You want to have fun? You got to pay for it. And, in college, they have their little, events and little mixers and minglers and stuff. But no, you want to be entertained? You got to pay for it, babe. And speaking of, like, just social life itself, your social life as an adult, it can almost become non-existent. At some point, like, you have to go out your way to make friends. And even if you make friends, here's the gag. Here's what they don't tell you. Even if you make friends, there is no guarantee that they are good friends, and there's no guarantee that they're forever friends. There's no guarantee. A lot of times, at least with my experience as an adult, friendships has become a learning experience for me. As I mentioned, when I got into college, I did have friends. Let's just say they're no longer here, because I learned in that chapter that just because someone calls yourself your friend, that does not mean they actually have intentions to be just your friend. And I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna just keep it there. That's for another episode. And now I have realized that I want equally yoked friends. Everybody talks about, being equally yoked in relationships. Yo, I want equally yoked friends. I want friends who have the same values as me. I want friends who cover me, who pray for me. I want friends who's going to be there for me, who I can confide in. I want friends where we add to each other, we can pour into each other. I want friends that motivate me and inspire me. I want equally yoked friends. And let me tell you something. Trying to find that in this generation of fake and phony, trying to find that in this generation that's always just trying to chase the bag and only worried about money, and if you don't have any money, then you're not valuable to them. Trying to find that in this generation as an adult is ghetto. And I would definitely say without the help of school, because like I said, at school, it's very situational. So it's easier for you to find people who you are more like because y'all are experiencing the same things. Or at least you can think you're more like because you're experiencing the same things. But out in the real world, out here, if you're not trying to be seen, if you're not out in the streets, because I'm a homebody, it's like I'll go out and I'll have a good time, but I will be in the house probably like a month after that straight. I'm cool off that. If you're not actively trying to be seen, actively trying to go somewhere, if you're not actively trying to do that, finding friends almost feels impossible. I would definitely say majority of my friends are work friends. And let me not even say friends. Majority of my associates, are work friends. You find them at work. And don't let them say you can't fraternize. Then you can't even have a boo. Like, it's a whole thing, And then going out, it's very rare. And a lot of people make it seem like it's not. But it's very rare for you to go out and then make a friend. Especially in Detroit. In Detroit, we real rugged over here. So it's like you go outside, ain't nobody smiling and all jolly and stuff, trying to look at you and be, hey, let me be your friend. No, it's like, bitch, what are you looking at? Why are you looking at me like that? Like, it's just this whole thing. And once again, it's still rare that even if you find a person that's open to be your friend, it's very rare that y'all click. It's very rare that y'all have the same ideals and y'all are equally yoked. It's very, very rare. So trying to find friends as an adult, good friends at that, is so challenging. On top of that, I learned that as an adult, when it comes to like my social life, it's a lot of I feel left out type of feelings that come with being an adult and trying to navigate your social life, because you might, especially with social media, it makes it really, really hard because you can see everything that everybody's doing. So you're seeing the parties, or you're seeing the get-togethers, you're seeing the game nights, you're seeing like the friends come together, you're seeing all of that in your face. And it's like, dang, where is that for me? I feel left out. Like, why can't I have that? Or, it's just, a lot of people will not admit it, but those are really thoughts that I've had, and I know other people have had it. I know it's nothing new. It can't be anything new. Not only just that, but also I'm realizing that at the age of 21, there's so many other people at the age of 21 doing something completely different than me. There are people from even high school, y'all, same class and everything, that's having babies. They're married. They're financially good and taken care of. They're owning businesses and they're doing all types of stuff. And I'm just over here like, I just learned how to pay a bill by myself. And I'm just trying to take care of my dogs. I don't even want to. I couldn't even fathom having a kid right now. Like, and it makes you feel almost behind. Especially in the age of social media where everything's in your face. It makes you feel behind. It makes you feel like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I should be doing that, or why aren't I doing this? And it's all types of things that go through your head when it comes to social media. On top of that, on social media, if we really gonna talk about it, everybody's talking about the good stuff. Everybody's talking about, everybody's showing up as their best self on social media. So you're seeing the cars and the marriages and the babies and the money and, the experiences, the traveling, going to Dubai. You seeing all of that. And mind you, this is probably like your same age bracket. You're seeing all that and comparing yourself. because it's all in your face. Even like with relationships, it's like relationships is something that's constantly trending, constantly in your face. I got a new boo today, I got a new boo tomorrow. It's all types of stuff. And me as a 21-year-old single black woman in America, no kids, nothing. Like I said, I got my 2 dogs. That's it. It is very easy for me to feel like I am behind, or I should be somewhere else, or why are they here and I'm there? Like, it's a whole lot of comparison that happens in the age of social media. So becoming an adult and being an adult in the age of social media is just even more ghetto, because it's like, I feel like back in the day, people were able to kind of fall on their face and nobody would know, because it's not like everybody could see it. It's not like everybody, could become a witness to it. Everybody couldn't have an opinion on it. You could mess up. You can go through a breakup. You can, feel a little lonely because you don't have any friends. Nobody would know how many friends you had back then or not. It's just based off of who you popped out with, It has nothing to do with, who you took pictures with and how many times, y'all got pictures and are y'all kids hanging with my kids. It's like, it wasn't none of that. It was so much easier. And then on top of that, back in the day, people were forced to go outside, experience people. You didn't make friends off of social media. You didn't make friends because, you follow my friend and I feel like we should be friends because you follow my friend, or you follow my cousin, or whatever the case may be, or you do hair real good so we should be friends, or whatever the case may be. Like back then, you went outside and you experienced people and you got to see in 4K. Do we click? Do we match? Are you fun? Am I fun? How do I feel about you? How you feel about me? Nowadays, it ain't none of that. It's none of that at all. That's a whole nother thing within itself, a whole nother topic within itself. And another thing, I would feel like the last thing I noticed, for real, Jesus, can the words word. The other thing that I noticed about adulting, and this is really controversial, so I'm gonna brace myself for the comments for sure. There's a lack of OGs, big mamas, like real mentors out here. I realized very early on in my adulting journey that once people consider you an adult, it's kind of like, you're an adult, you need to figure it out. You're an adult, you should know this. You're an adult, I don't need to teach you this because you're an adult. And it's like, I still need guidance. I still need not even just someone to hold my hand, but more just, I need someone to be like, maybe you should do it this way, or have you thought of it that way, or no, come here, hun, let me show you how I did it. This is how I got my man, or this is how I got the job, and this is how I made the money, and this is how I navigated my mental health when I was around your age. Like, when you become an adult, it's almost like people act like you do not need that anymore. I remember in college, I struggled quite a bit because the OGs went silent. The mentors went silent. Everybody just went silent on me, as if I didn't need a pick-me-up, as if I didn't need a push, I'm gonna be honest, as if I didn't need a little slap on the wrist. It was like everybody just went quiet. And I ended up experiencing a lot of abandonment issues based off of that. Because I'm like, I still need y'all. Make some noise, y'all. Like, what the fuck? Like, where y'all at? And I do understand that as an adult, there are certain things that you have to experience all on your own. There are some things as an adult that you have to learn all by yourself. And some things you do learn through experience only. Nobody can teach you that. Nobody can tell you that. Nobody can guide you through that. Nobody can think for you as an adult. I totally understand that. 100% understand that. Especially me. Because I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm a little hard-headed. I am just a tad bit rebellious. So it's like, if you tell me to do something, I'm going to do the opposite. Or if you tell me not to do something, now I got to do it because I don't like being told what to do. It's a whole thing. I'm still working on it. Okay. So it's like, I understand that thought process of, you got to let her go through it. You got to let her learn it. You got to let her figure it out. She'll know if she's supposed to be doing this or not. She'll know. I get that. But at the same time, as an adult, I feel like people need to realize that we still do need mentorship. We still do need a certain form of guidance. I feel like it looks different now that I'm an adult, or now that we're adults, because it's not like, come on, Gabby, you need to do this. Come on, Gabby, you need to do that. It's more just like, okay, you want to make this decision. Let's talk through that. What are the pros and cons of you doing this and different things like that? It's kind of just like, or even, okay, you made this decision. Now here are the consequences that you may experience because you made this decision. And next time, instead of doing this, instead of going right, you should go left. Different things like that. And you should go left because of this. This is what worked for me. It may not work for you, but I'm just letting you know, hey, in this situation, you were wrong. And that's all I'm asking for. And unfortunately, there's just not much of that as an adult. There's this expectation that because, especially now that I've turned 21, because you are now legally an adult, you're legally somebody that's supposed to make decisions. Your brain has functioned or has now molded to a certain point that it wasn't when you were 18 or you were 16. So because you're at this age on paper, you're supposed to know this and you're supposed to get this together and you're supposed to do this. But in reality, it's not that at all. Not that at all. I would say for me, I only have one person in my life. No, I'm going to be honest. One person, family don't count. One person that has stuck by me throughout my whole life. She was there when I was in high school. She was there when I was in college, and she's still there now. Shout out to Coach Foot. I hope you listening, girl. Shout out to you, because she is the only person who realized Gabby still needs me. To this day, I know that I can call her and vent. I know that I can call her and ask her questions. I know I can call her and seek opportunities. I know that her doors are always open for me. Even though I'm good and grown now. I can legally drink, I can vote, I can do all this other stuff, but she still realized Gabby still needs me. And not even Gabby still needs me, but Gabby needs support. She's always been there. She's always understood that I don't know everything. As much as I come off like I do, I feel like it's big Virgo energy that I do that. But she understands that I need support. I need guidance. I need a listening ear. I need someone who knows me, not even just for who I am, but who I was. She sees me for who I could be. And I do feel like there's a lot of people who aren't willing to be Coach Foots in a lot of people's lives, especially as an adult. It's tough out here trying to figure everything out. And then the gag is, because social media, we got to show up perfect. We're pretty much acting like we got it all figured out. We're acting and pretending like we know everything and that we got everything under control, when in reality, I don't know what the hell is happening. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And this is like, I would say this year was the first year I started saying, I don't know. And like I said, big Virgo energy, you don't say stuff like that. You don't say, I don't know, or I don't know where you got that from, or I don't know how to do this. You don't say, can I have help? You don't ask for help. But this year I'm learning to just say, I don't know. Because I've never been here before. I've never been 21 before. I've never experienced some of the things I'm experiencing as an adult before. I've never been in these situations before. I do not know. Give me grace. Give me a moment to figure it out. And once I figure it out, I promise I will relay that information, that knowledge, that wisdom to you. But let me go through it first. Let me figure it out first. As an adult, I don't think we should be expected to know everything and have everything figured out and make everything look good while we're trying to figure it out. It's like, it's very unrealistic. So that's why I say adulting is ghetto. It is absolutely ghetto. It's absurd. It is honestly the most ratchet experience I've ever had. I I wouldn't recommend. In fact, 0 out of 10, I wouldn't recommend it at all. No stars. I can't even say 1 star. No stars. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys this week. Thank you guys once again for supporting me. I want you guys to like, comment, and share. Let's have some dialogue in the comments. I would love if you guys would get active down there. Let's see. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, let me see. What's a good emoji? I want you guys to send this emoji. You know, the black hands that's making the heart. Send that emoji just to show me that I've listened to the end. I heard everything you were saying. It would be greatly appreciated, guys, for sure. And pretty much that's all I have. So I will see you guys. Actually, excuse me. Let me say my whole entire outro. I'm so sorry. I forgot protocol. Y'all be blessed, stay out of mess, and continue to press on because I believe in you guys. And I will see you guys next Wednesday.